is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We are going to do 6-game battle report for the GT we just placed first in at the Maryland Open. There was about 68 players there. Insane competition in the Northeast. We are hit with the plague. Allergies were insane today, so I apologize if I sound a little stuffy. But if you guys are new to the channel, appreciate clicking on the video. We have a lot of shout outs all over the YouTube talking about our list, what worked, what didn't work, all that stuff. We're gonna go over picture by picture, turn by turn, each game of the 6-game series, so that way you guys get to see the tactics and kind of why I did what I did and what to go against, because this is a brand new codex, so it's new for me, new for you guys. So it's really good to kind of see what works and what doesn't work going into the next RTTs and GTs coming forward. So if you guys are new to the channel, we got first Grey Knight player in the world, I think 3 years ago. Chaos Space Marines was last year #1 player in the world. We were ranked #1 player in the United States. So this year, now that Death Guard is brand new, we're trying to go for #1 Death Guard player in the world. I know Discussing Resilient Podcast gave us a really good shout out. Those guys are awesome. I really want to get a collab with them going, but that's going to be our focus this year, is a lot of Death Guard content. We do focus a lot on competitive play, tactics, you know, with a Dirtbag channel that teaches you how to be a good opponent as well as a good player at the same time. So that's kind of what we do at the Dirtbag Nation. So if you guys want to learn that, head over to the Patreon page. There's a lot of tactical videos. If you guys want coaching, head over to the Patreon page. You get coaching for either myself or another Dirtbag coach to kind of get you better at the tactics of the game, because if you know the core rules, you will win most of your games. So that's kind of what we teach here over here. Now there's a lot of merch up in the store. These are live. This shirt, this logo, which is, I wore this all GT. This was luck. So we have new hats. I want to put this, you know, red, white, and blue logo on all the hats, so I have to kind of get working on that. But right now we're starting off with the Typhus with the Death Guard. So we're gonna get into the sponsors real quick. I'm gonna post the list description in the thing below, because I did a whole video on the list that we used and why we did what we did with the list. So that's about a 30-40 minute video. That if you guys want to see the list, head over to that video and then come back and start watching these series. But we're going to try and keep the same thing consistent. We're going to get into the picture by picture, turn by turn on Get That Game. This is a 6-game series, so there's a lot of videos to kind of keep up with. But if you like both armies that we're playing, head over and watch that video. All of the links will be in the description below. All right, guys, if you want to support the channel, head over to the merch store. The description below has the link. All these shirts are up for sale. These legit red, white, and blue shirts look fire at a GT. They're super comfortable, super non-shrinkage. It's just a really, really nice shirt. Spent a lot of time picking out the right shirt. All these designs are up for sale. All the stickers as well. And if you guys need some models, we got the Cypher, which is legit. We got the Tech Marine with Grey Knight bits. We have the Phobos Librarian, the Phobos Captain, the Kaldis Assassin should be in every list, and old school Codiez. We have the widgets, 6-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch, 2-inch, half-inch. We have our objective markers, which are great for sticky objectives, any marking for oath, anything like that, and all of the stickers. So hit me up on Discord, DM, that's how you get a hold of these, and the merch tab below for the shirts. Now back to the video. All right, guys, can't talk about the merch enough. This logo is like my favorite logo of the three. We just got mugs in, so mugs look legit. I just ordered one for myself. I think it's a 16-ounce mug, but it got the Dirtbag Nation with the Typhus logo on it. I think I did one for Grey Knights and Chaos as well. And then the hats. The hat literally came in an hour before I left for the GT, so we had to represent the hat. The hat is fire. That's up in the merch stores. All right, gents, let's go. Game 4 against Thousand Sons of our 6-game GT win. Thanks for being here. First off, if you guys want to head over to the merch store, I know you already heard the promos, but these hats are legit. Somebody posted in the merch tab on Discord. If you want on Discord, go join Discord. But the white hat looks insane. I just don't like white because I touch my hat like a lot of times. Like when I put it backwards, I always like adjust it or like move it up and down, and you know, it gets dirty, right? So, but white does look fucking sick. I might get a green one. I want to put these logos on a lot of them, so let me know what logo I'm missing so I can put it on a shirt for you or a hat. Like, there's a lot of new merch coming up, so take a look at that. But yeah, this game was super fun. This dude was awesome. He's a local dude. A lot of people know him and they said a lot of good things about him, so congrats. So it's really good to have that notoriety in your meta of being a good player but also a clean player and a fun player to play against. So that's awesome. So this going into it, he also watched the channel, so another dirtbag. This event was just filled with dirtbags. I fucking love it. If you guys are a dirtbag, come up to me and say that you're a dirtbag. I'll give you a limited edition dirtbag dice. But it's always cool to just talk to people that watch the channel and get to meet me, live. It's a really cool thing. 'Cause I don't do this just to do it. I do it to coach you guys and get you guys better at the game at just core rules and stuff like that. So this is the mission. We are playing the Ritual. So start of day 2. We're playing the Ritual. It's a weird mission. So if you know the Ritual and practice it enough, you could definitely do very well with it. I think the Ritual is changing now. I don't think they're taking away the 2 objectives in No Man's Land. I think they're staying there. So Ritual is going to have primary scored fucking insane. So you're going to be able to put an objective down within 12 of any objective in No Man's Land, and then outside of 6 of another objective. So that's going to be super fun to test out. So for our deployment, it's diagonal deployment, and then I think, yeah, so that's it. So going into T-Suns, I've played it enough. T-Suns was such a hard counter to Chaos Cult, especially with Purge the Foe. So I know that I have to kill his sorcerers. I have to kill his Cabal rituals. I have to kill, ignore Magnus and just kill all of his sorcerers. If I can do that, and there's only Magnus left, it's going to be tough to do secondaries and stuff like that. So that was my game plan going into it. Is my death strat, I have to do a lot of work with this matchup. So them coming down, killing the sorcerers, and just kind of mowing down the flamer dudes, I was pretty confident going into it. This was the first time we played Deathgar, which you're going to hear me say that a lot throughout this tournament because they just came out last Saturday. So for deployment, like I said in the last video, these guys have to kind of start on the table. I did reserve. No, I put 2 on the table. So I put 2 on the table. I'm thinking about putting more into reserves, but why I have to put them on the table is because I have so few drops. I only have 8 drops in this list. So the reason I like the 2 Plague Marines instead of the 1 10-man Plague Marine is you have an additional unit that can move out and do an action. So for here, if I get containment, I have to move this guy up in the corner to get containment. I have to put another unit over there to do it. I need something to get in the center to get Area Denial or a Cleanse. There's a lot of stuff when you're thinking about deploying that you have to think about. If I get this turn 1, am I going to be able to do it? So containment I could do over here and over there. Area Denial I could do with the spawn. Cleanse I could do with the spawn. That's kind of what you're thinking when you're deploying your army. So for him, he put almost everything on the line. His cultists have Scout, which is going away. Same over here. If you kill them, they get a CP. So think about cultists. If you can kill both of them in one shot, do it, because then he is only getting 1 CP for that turn. If you can leave all of them alive but 1, then just ignore him. Just try and not kill him so that way he doesn't get a CP. I think that happened in this game where there was 1 cultist left and I just kind of ran around him and ignored him, so that way I didn't give him a free CP. So that's something that you can look out for the cultists. If you can kill all in 1 turn, kill them all. If he gets rid of a mission card to get a CP, kill them, because then he doesn't get another CP. So that's a thing with these guys. They're going away anyway, so me telling you this doesn't fucking matter. But if they get a CP and they can't get another CP, kill whatever is giving them the CP, so that way they can't double it up. So these ones, this one is the one that, no, this is the one that can go up and down over here. This is the scary one. I put a little doggy with a shovel next to him because this is the one that I'm trying to kill as soon as possible. I'm like, all right, which one's the F you, here's my flamer one? He's like, this one. I'm like, all right, he gets a doggy. So this was given to me by, I think, somebody in Worlds. Just a little pug with a shovel. Use it as a marker. So this is the one I'm going to try and focus down, stay out of line of sight the whole game, and then try and kill him in one go. And then this one had something, I forget, you guys probably know, but the additional enhancement or whatever this guy has. I forget. Then he's got the beast here. He's got another beast back here. Magnus. Zangors. He had a solo Ahriman back here. The other solo, I think, was back here. Yeah, so solo, Zangors, unit, Ahriman, unit, cultist, beast. And I don't think he had anything in reserves. I think everything was on the table. For us, we're doing the same strat. Guys get out in the Rhino if needed. I don't know if I kept them in the Rhino or used them. Yeah, I think I kept them in the Rhino in this game because I needed the movement to get across the table. So usually I bring them out, put the guy that you can't advance within 9 inches right against that wall right there, so that way no melee army can advance within 9 inches to try and get on the objective, which is a really good strat. We're going to do a bunch of strat videos on the Patreon page. So I didn't do that this game because I knew he wasn't going to get in the center with advances, maybe the cultists, but not afraid of cultists. And I wanted that extra 3-inch move, so that way if I put him against the wall with the Rhino, I can move out 8 inches and then try and charge something over here, which later on is what we did. So with this mission, I believe, who went first? T-Sons went first. So against the Ritual, I mean, going second in the Ritual is good because then there's so many objectives on the table by turn 5 that you can most likely get a max 15. And that's basically what we're aiming for. So he moves up, gets his cultist up here. I don't think he double moves his cultist. He gets engaged on all fronts and overwhelming force, which kind of sucks pulling turn 1. So his other cultists move up here, get 1 inch away from the wall. These guys move up over here. These guys scooch up. One of the sorcerers hop out here, turn 1, gets a clean line of sight to my Blight dude. Sorry about the names. Blight launcher guy. Which I should have just deployed a little bit further back. So that was my mistake on deployment. I gave him line of sight with his sorcerer, shot 36 inches away, and did like 7 damage to him. And I think they have 10 wounds, not 9. I don't know why there's 2 on there. He only did 7 damage. So I gave him an extra wound. Fuck. So it does 7. I'm like, wow, that sucks. He almost killed him turn 1. So on turn my 1, I was like, all right, he's in timeout. He's just staying over there and making an objective. This other guy stayed back here because I didn't want to commit him yet. He didn't have line of sight to shoot anything. We had Area Denial, Mark for Death. So our Mark for Death, obviously we were getting a CP because he just picks Magnus, Beast, and this unit back here. So for Area Denial, we bring out 1 spawn to get out to the center, and we get Area Denial pretty easily. These guys weren't out there yet. But we get Area Denial, we leave the other spawn behind the wall, because if he can one-shot 2 spawn, I'd be impressed. But if he kills 1 spawn, I still have the other spawn to go out and do stuff. For his turn, he moves up, and I think he double moves his cultist over there. This guy that moved out moved back with the double move. But we scooch up, get ready, we put these guys 1 inch away from the wall. We make our objective there, he makes his objective there. This guy moves up, stays within 3 of the zombies, so that way he's lone op. This guy waits so that way he can just hop out 10 inches to kill whatever goes out to the center. And then these guys stay in the Rhino, like I said, to just wait a turn. So on his turn, he moves up. He moves block all the cultists to try and stop me from getting to this unit right here. And then this unit was behind the wall right here. But you can see we now have Death Shroud and Plague Marines attacking this unit, which is the whole goal. So what he did back here was he screened out the cultist to be like right here, and then I put down my Death Guard right here, so that way when my Death Shroud, when they charge in and the Plague Marines move out 8, this charge to this cultist right here to my Plague Marines was only like a 5. So my mindset was double charge. I'm going to charge my Plague Marines into these guys, my Death Shroud into the cultist, Death Shroud murder the cultist, and then the Plague Marines pile in to this unit right here and just murder that unit, because I'm on the other side of the wall, so he can't overwatch me, which is great. And now I just did I just killed both units with that, and this is the main unit I really want to get to. So you could do it vice versa. You could do the Plague Marines into the cultist, one shot the cultist, and then the Death Shroud can pile in to the unit and murder them. But I couldn't get my Death Shroud to pile into that unit because of where I could deploy them. So that's kind of what happened up here. Is we got these guys within 6 with this Blight launcher. So I was able to get them in contagion, so that way I can bring down my Death Shroud within 6 or outside 6 and then make that charge. And then Plague Marines moved up and made that charge onto the cultists, and when they piled in, they got well within melee range of that unit. I killed all but the character. So the character lived on 1 wound after the charge. AP1 with all the stabby stabs, and then AP3 with the heavy melee weapons just murdered them. So this guy's kind of like, can't fall back and shoot. He can shoot in combat, but -1 damage. I'm just going to try and, tank that, and then he can't shoot me with anything else. Death Shroud are behind the wall over here, so it's a little bit harder to get line of sight onto them. Middle is kind of like wide open. We committed Morty a little bit over here. I messed up my positioning with my dudes down here, because if these guys weren't here, I could have reacted moved kind of diagonal to get out of line of sight of Magnus and everything over here. So I'll explain that in a little bit. This guy who was in timeout, still in timeout. He's got 2 wounds left, just doing actions on that point. This is the game where by turn 3 I forgot I had sticky. So he could have moved off the point and done something else, but I just forgot that I had sticky objectives. Demon Prince moved up. We made it a thing over here with the Rhino. Typhus came down over here to get line of sight onto the Beast, so that way he can do some mortal wounds to the Beast. The second Death Shroud unit came in over here where Typhus was, and there was the Zangors back here, and then there was a character, solo character right there. So they had the unit here. Sorry, they had the unit with the character. The solo was on the point, and the Zangors were back here. So when I got them in a contagion with these guys, I think they advanced. So I got these guys within contagion. I came down. I charged the solo dude, and then I pile it in to this unit over here. So now this unit over here, I think I got. How I did the pile-in was I made the charge, a 6-inch charge. I was able to get 3 base to base to the character, and then I base to base the other unit with the pile-in. So that way, since I was base to base with the other unit, and that guy was in base to base with my other guy, I was able to get 2 Death Shroud onto the unit, and then my Lord of Contagion and the other Death Shroud onto the character. So when I charged in, 3 triangled the solo, all got base to base. The other one charged kind of a little bit past him, but still was able to pile in 3 to the other unit because they were close enough to then tag the other unit as a base to base model while still holding my guy in combat base to base. So base to base. Now they can go into either unit because they're both touching each other. So I had 2 models go into the one unit over here, and then I had the Lord of Contagion, the other model, go into this character. So we killed the character easily, and then we killed 4, but the sorcerer and the character in this unit. But still, now I'm starting to whittle down all of his dudes, his units. So he only has a 2-man left there, 1 dude left with 1 wound there. He still has this full unit. He's got Magnus, he's got Ahriman, these Zangor 10-man unit. I forgot about them, and then 2 beasts. But the 2 beasts keep getting shot by my Blight Haulers, kind of just shooting down the way, and Typhus just doing mortal wounds into him. But that was my go turn 2, I believe. So his turn 3 moves up his Mauler. This guy fell back and lived, and then I think he desperate escaped, rolled a 1, re-rolled it into a 3, and then I overwatched him. So he tried to fall back. I overwatched him, killed him, so took him off the table, and then he brought up his Mauler Fiend, did some mortal wounds to my guys, and then Magnus moves over to try and get line of sight. He wants to try and kill Morty this turn because I think he has marked for death and bring it down, so Morty would be perfect for that. So he lines up everything on Morty. Beast moves up. When the Beast moved up, that's when I moved back. So I told you before that these guys were in my way. I moved back as far as I possibly could, and all I did was I was clipping this one guy right behind his wing, so I couldn't move any further back. If I was able to move a little bit further back, I could have got some of these guys out of line of sight to me. So these guys kind of kept me in my bubble too much. If they were spread out a little bit more, I could have had more room for Morty to move around. But I got back far enough that Ahriman couldn't get to me. So Ahriman, even with the advance, he couldn't get line of sight to Morty. So that saved me a little bit, that extra reactive move. and also I was able to react and move out of the beast's mortal wound range, so he couldn't mortal wound me with those extra mortal wounds. So Morty's in a pretty good position. I have the -1 damage up against Magnus. Magnus shoots me, Beast shoots me, this guy shoots me, and he only takes Morty down to 11. So out of all those shots, he takes Morty down to 11 wounds. Really not going to kill him this turn because the Beast isn't going to get to him. This is what I was saying. There's one cultist left, so I'm not going to try and kill him to give him the free CP. So that cultist is just kind of chilling there. If you want, you could just throw your cultist into a unit, like, hey, kill me, because I have to make attacks against it in melee. So if you just run your cultist into Morty then has to kill it, unless he has to fall back. But no, probably kill in the melee phase. So that gets you like a free CP. So that's one way. If you have one model left, just run him into something, just so he can die. And then up here, this beast is about to get destroyed by these two units up here. So Typhus moves back. I want to keep him for a secondary, so he runs away, does some mortal wounds to the Vortex Beast. This guy's still alive because I ran over him with Morty. He's just like, nope, and then just runs away. These guys move up to move block Nipple Boy over here. So moves up, so I can't charge him at all. This is the solo guy left. I killed the other unit with the sweeps with Morty. Like, Morty just picked that whole unit up pretty easily. The Doom Prince advances onto the point. These guys didn't kill the beast. I took him down to 6 in his charge phase. So in my turn, I fell back. And it was time for the big boys to step in. So they came in and I think killed him. Blighthollow moved up here. Stayed out of line of sight. We made an objective in this corner with the Poxwalkers. There's still an objective here. Objective's now sticky because I remember that I had sticky. And yeah, all he has left is Magnus, this one sorcerer, 3 Zangors, this solo cultist, and I think this guy dies. And look at this matchup right here. So this is where Magnus then commits onto Morty. Does everything to Morty. I don't spend any CP on Morty. I'm like, all right, Morty's gonna die anyway. There's no point to do the -1 damage. So he does like everything into Morty. Morty's down to 2. Morty then gets blown up, right? And when he blows up, he kills 5 Zangors, does like 5 or 6 wounds to Nipple Boys. We kill that character that was right there, that guy right there. So we kill him, do a bunch of mortal wounds, kill 5 Zangor, and then there's nothing on this point. And there's only 1 Zangor left over here. So Morty dies but blows up in a victory explosion. Kill that Vortex Beast. There's only 1 dude left over here. I think he might have shot me with, I think he shot me with Ahriman. So there's 2 characters and 1 dude left over here. 2 Death Shroud and the Lord Contagion over there. And we're about to make this one sticky, which I don't know if I remembered if it was sticky or not. But these guys fell back, just ran away by turn 4. And when you see Magnus and he takes a secret mission, you almost always are going to assume that he's going to try and get on your home field. So if he gets on your home objective, that's the Warlord getting on the home objective. So when he takes a secret mission, you're like, all right, how can I stop him from getting to my home field objective? And what you do is you literally just run all of your guys and put him in place where he can't land on the objective. So you just run all these guys like right on the edge here, so he can't double move onto the objective. Blighthollow moved up to try and stop some movement. These guys moved over. I charged him with the Demon Prince and the Rhino, so that way he has to fall back. He can't advance, so he has to fall back and then double move. If he would have advanced and then double move, he can get on there. But since he was in combat, he has to fall back, so he can't advance that way. So there wasn't enough room. I think he was like 34 inches away from my thing, so he couldn't get there. So that was smart move by me, just kind of like throwing bodies at him, like, hey, here, if you kill him, you kill him, but at least you're still stuck in combat with one of them. So if you would have killed the Rhino, he's still in combat. If he kills the Demon Prince, he's still in combat. So, and then these guys move up to steal the home field objective. Blight Launcher moves up. The other Blight Launcher got 7 wounds to him by turn 1, and then just hid the rest of the game. So he didn't really do too much this game. And then this is the final board state. So, final score,
We have 95 to 44. For primary, the ritual, we kept him to a 5 the whole game because he had this objective, which he kept holding, and then he had this objective, which he made, and you don't get points for holding your home field objective. So basically, the entire time he held this for 3 turns, and then by turn 4, we killed him off of that turn. So we had 5, 5, 5. So 15 out of 40 for primary. That was tough because we just brought down everything and just killed all of his action monkeys. He had 2 turn 1, 6, 0. He kept Mark for Death and Bring It Down because of Morty, because I picked Morty. So he kept both. So he got 5 and 4. I think he should have had 6 for Bring It Down, because I think Morty is 6. Yeah, so he should have had 2 more points there. So he should have 46. And then turn 5, he had Secure No Man's Land for just 2 points. So 19 out of 40 for secondary, and then for us, we had 45 out of 50 for primary. We held 5 because we didn't hold the center on turn 2, so we only held ours. And then we had 10 because we held ours and the other objective that we made, and then 15, 15. So if you can hold 10 on turn 2 or 15, 15, 15 on turn 3, you can get 50. So, but we wound up with 45, and then we had 5 turn 1, 10, 10, 9, 10. So pretty good secondary points in this game. So really good. What we learned, kind of the same mindset we were going into T-Suns. Like every army that you're playing against T-Suns, you just want to kill the characters and sorcerers because that's the meat of their army. That's their cabal points. That's their characters. A lot of it's changing with T-Suns, which we're going to play a game tomorrow on TTS for Patreons. So that's going to change, but that's kind of the mindset going into T-Suns is just kill the characters because that's like the heart of their army. So we still had what he saw is like deployment really, or staying outside of 6. So he has these guys, which probably could have been up a little bit further to try and more move block me with these guys. Making the second objective over here, putting more guys over here definitely would have helped out. Almost like giving up this top section because he had only this guy and that was it. This is like your hard hitting character. So if he was over here and then the uppy downy guy was up there, that would have helped out because then if this guy gets trapped, you can just pick him off the table and then redeploy over here. So I think having one side of the table to really focus down on would have been this side for him. And then this side just got clamped down with the one Death Shroud and the Plague Marines moving up and taking over. So using those maneuverabilities for Death Guard players is going to obviously be to your advantage. Stay out of line of sight. Use double charges to try and pile into other units. Using the reactive move with Morty, right, when they start to get closer. Try and get out of line of sight so that way his sorcerers can't do, shots onto him. And then order of activation for the T-Suns player is crucial. Just going like moving up like all of your guys first and then these guys moving back. I think I still would have overwatched him either way. But yeah, that was tough because he had to spend a CP to re-roll it and then he still died anyway with the overwatch. But fuck it, we're overwatching. I don't care. And then down here, order of activation, like moving up everybody, or like sacrificing this guy to get the CP for free. These guys moving up. Do you want to react and move? This guy moves up. Do you want to react and move? This guy moves up. Do you want to react and move? Like you keep asking because that'll change your movement from everybody else. Like if Ahriman moved up and got line of sight to Morty, just don't move anybody else within 9 of him because then he can't move. So now I have all this line of sight into Morty, and then Morty gets an extra double Doom Bolt because of Ahriman. So he would have been down to not 11, but maybe 7 or 5 or whatever. So that definitely would have changed. And then giving me that charge over here, the one character on the point, and then the Zangors. Like the one character was on the point, Zangor is backed up. I think if that character is back further, or yeah, I think that's the only, if the character was back further, and I'm not sure if you could have been 3 inches from there to the other edge of that. So maybe putting the objective a little bit more this way, like outside of your deployment zone. I'm not sure where we put that, but if that was like right on the edge, right in the corner, that's probably where he can only put it. So yeah, I think the character being a little bit further back, so that way I can't get an easy 6-inch charge from him. Zangors were too tall to hide in this building, so that kind of sucked. If these guys were right against the 1 inch away from the wall, that would have made my charge a lot harder, because he had his cultist up front here. Where's his cultist? Right there. So this one guy could have like ran over there. So again, this guy should have died, right? But my Death Shroud came in over here. If he has his guys lined up 1 inch away from the wall here, I really can't charge. I have to charge around this way, right? The charge around this way, which probably would have been like a 7+, 8+ charge to get all the way on the other side of the wall over there. But now I'm like super far away from the objective, and the whole goal was to try and get down, kill what's on the objective, and over pile in onto the objective. So these guys were too close to pile in from this guy. This guy was too close to get the charge off. So going against Death Shroud, if you can use your screens, which he had perfect screens for, especially with the double move, using your screens to push Death Shroud back is really the only way to keep your characters safe. So that would be my thing with T-Suns. And I guess if these guys did a little bit more, I don't think they did too much this game. They didn't really focus fire a lot either. But Magnus did a lot of the heavy lifting. I think Magnus always does a lot of heavy lifting. But hopefully you learned from this. Let me know in the comments below what you didn't like, how we can improve on the channel. All these videos go up ahead of time on patreon.com. If you guys want to support the channel or want coaching from one of the top players in the meta, definitely head over there and you can get some coaching action. And no matter what army you guys are playing, we do coaching for everything. But yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Check out the merch page. Good luck, and we'll see you in game 5 against our boy Tyler with some Death Guard mirror matching. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get if you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setups that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons. You guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. We really want to get a bigger studio going.
that is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.